Hi Green Thumbs, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I want to pot up and install moss pools for these two Monstera that I have here. I have just the regular standard green Monstera that I have water rooted, and I also have the Monstera Adansonii that I have water rooted. Both are ready to get potted up and on a moss pool. The reason I chose to do the moss pools for both of these two plants, the Adansonii in particular, I think it's a very pretty plant, but I'm not really a big fan of the big bushy baskets of it. It just doesn't do it for me. I think that it gets very leggy very quickly and it just kind of looks bad after that. So I thought if I put it on a moss pool and made it look a little more minimal and just had one or two vines that just climbed up the moss pool, I think aesthetically I would like that look much more than the big bushy basket. As for the regular Monstera, as many of you already know, I already have the Albo Monstera, and that being such a minimal plant because it currently only has 2 leaves, I want all of my Monstera. I do intend to buy a Thai constellation, I just haven't found one for the right price yet. But I want all of them to get trained up a moss pool as well. So this one is ready to go and we're going to get started on that, and then when the Albo catches up and it has a couple more leaves, we'll be putting a moss pool behind that for it to climb up as well. Alright, so let's get going. I have 2 of the moss pools that I've made. I'll attach a video here, you can check that out. These I made much more slender than the ones that I did in my first video. Essentially the only thing that I did different here was I used substantially less moss, and then when I was all done, I went around and I just trimmed 360 degrees all the way around it to give it a nice clean appearance. And then I have my window screen that I always use. I have a pair of scissors, 2 pots obviously, these are both 6-inch pots, and then I have a soil mix. It's not as chunky as my typical aroid mix. This has a little more peat in it than normal, and I use the Fox Farms, of course, you guys already know that. So this is a free draining soil, but it is definitely not as coarse as my aroid mix that I typically use. So we'll start with potting up the Monstera first. We've got a pretty good root system on there already, which is good to see. This has lived up on top of a kitchen shelf for the longest time while it water rooted. So now that I'm potting it up, I'm not sure where I'm going to put it in my house. I have to find a spot for it. Next I'll do the Adansonii. The Adansonii, I did have the big basket that I was speaking of earlier. I did have a big basket of this. It got some sort of like mold maybe on it. It had like a white discoloration on it, on parts of the plant. Also, like I was saying, I don't care for the way they look when they're in a big basket. It's just not my cup of tea. So I actually took cuttings from it and I gave a couple cuttings away, and then I threw the rest of the plant away. I just didn't have a purpose for it. Now what I have is actually 2 cuttings. These roots are smaller, but even still I think they're ready to go. I put the wrong pool in. I forgot to grab my floral tape. I'm going to grab that. We're going to use that to secure the stems to the moss pool. So what I'm using is the Velcro One Wrap Garden Tie. This stuff is reusable. It's really lightweight and very soft. It won't damage your plant unless of course you tighten it too tightly. But this stuff is great. It's 45 foot and I paid I think $5 for it on Amazon. I will attach a link for it down below. Feel free to check it out. If you're not already using it, I highly recommend it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So I'm just going to cut off a couple ties. Let's do this one, whatever. And I'm cutting here approximately, I don't know, 3.5, 4-inch pieces. There, how's that look? Oh yeah, I like that much better. That looks much better than the big, crazy, overgrown, half-dead looking baskets I've seen. I think we'll put one more on just for good measure. Another great thing about this, if you have extra like this piece and you could use it around like a bamboo stake, you can just literally stick it right back onto your roll and it'll be there for when you're ready next time. Got a new leaf coming here, so I don't want to get in the way of that. There's a new leaf in there too. I want him to be able to come out. Well, doesn't need it. That looks good. Okay, now for the Deliciosa. There is a new leaf right here in the belly of this stem. So we're going to let that alone. We're just going to work with this one. So I think I'll put the Monstera Deliciosa back up here where it was originally in the bulk container with the Adansonii. Probably won't be a permanent location for it, but for now it'll do fine. I like the shadows that it casts on the wall behind it. The lights that I put in emit this really pretty pattern on my ceiling and down the walls. So if you guys are wondering like why it looks streaky, if I'm recording as it gets darker outside, I have to use these lights to help supplement my camera lights. So, well, as always guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, let me know, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.